Hey guys, let's get more news about Warriors, but first don't forget to subscribe and leave your like. Financial situation likely to force Warriors' hand with Chris Paul, reporter. Chris Paul's future with the Golden State Warriors is cloudy. The last year of his four-year, $120 million contract is non-guaranteed for $30 million. NBC Sports' Kurt Helin cast doubt on Paul staying past the 2023-24 season. It's highly unlikely Chris Paul will be back with the Warriors next season, Helin wrote in an April 23 story. It's not that Steve Kerr or anyone else is unhappy with his play. This was the best Golden State's non-Curry minutes have been in years, and much of that was thanks to Paul. It's just a financial situation where the Warriors are trying to cut back on their steep tax bill, and another team will likely offer CP3 more money than the Warriors want to pay their backup point guard. The Warriors have an expensive payroll, and Klay Thompson's free agency is also looming large. Golden State has both him and Paul to worry about when the offseason starts. The Warriors could also guarantee Paul's contract if they wanted to. However, there have been no indications that they'll do as such. Even though he'll be 38 years old in May, Paul will have suitors if and when he hits free agency. NBA insider Mark Stein revealed that the San Antonio Spurs could get in on the Paul sweepstakes. A potential team to watch, should Paul and the Warriors part ways, is San Antonio, Stein wrote in an April 20 newsletter. Among the early personnel rumbles in circulation, the Spurs could emerge as a Paul suitor if they decide to pursue some veteran know-how on a short-term contract basis to furnish presumptive Rookie of the Year winner Victor Wembanyama with more seasoned help in year two. The Spurs have started a new era of basketball with Wembanyama as their next franchise player. Paul is among the oldest players in the NBA, but can still distribute and boasts experience. Paul had a diminished role with the Warriors during the 2023-24 season. In 58 games, he averaged 9.2 points and 6.8 assists, while shooting 44.1% from the field and 37.1% from three. At this stage of his career, Paul will likely play a backup role as his NBA career winds down. It's a matter of if he wants to play for a young team like the Spurs or a possible contender. Most players who have lasted in the NBA as long as Paul have typically retired because they are on their last legs. However, from the horse's mouth, Paul does not intend to hang it up. At least not after the 2023-24 season ended. Paul said as much after the Warriors were eliminated from the play-in tournament. I'll talk to my wife and my kids, my family, my support system, see what it looks like, Paul told Anthony Slater of The Athletic. But this isn't the end of my career. I know it for sure. The Warriors acquired Paul in exchange for Jordan Poole. Even if they didn't get the result they wanted, trading for Paul led to Poole's contract coming off their books. It gives them more cap flexibility knowing how high their payroll is. Why Kuminga wasn't eligible for NBA's Most Improved Player award. Philadelphia 76ers star shooting guard Tyrese Maxey on Tuesday was named the NBA's 2023-24 Most Improved Player, edging Chicago Bulls guard Kobe White by 14 total points. The award was expected to come down to Maxey and White, with a handful of others behind them. But there seemed to be a name missing when the official votes were released. What about Warriors forward Jonathan Kuminga? Well, the 21-year-old who took a major leap forward in year three actually wasn't eligible for voters to consider. It has been well known since last offseason that candidates for the league's major awards have to appear in at least 65 games for eligibility, in hopes of big names not missing games solely for rest. Kuminga played 74 regular season games. However, a special caveat kept him off the ballot. For a game to count towards those 65 games, a player must receive 20 minutes or more of action. Kuminga checked that box 61 times, for shy of MIP consideration. He fell 40 seconds short of 20 minutes once, and 27 seconds short another time. Kuminga played 8 games where he was within 2 minutes of the 20-minute mark. if voters were able to include Kuminga, he undoubtedly would have been near the top of their list. Maxey made his first All-Star game this season, but he also finished sixth in voting 2 seasons ago and averaged 20.3 points per game last season. Kuminga met what the original intentions of the award were all about. His minutes per game went from 20.8 the previous season to 26.3. He started only 16 games the previous season before starting 46 this season. Kuminga was the Warriors' second leading scorer, raising his average 6.2 points, from 9.9 points to 16.1 points per game. As Klay Thompson transitions into the next phase of his career, Kuminga showcased his ability to be a go-to scorer and secondary option for the Warriors, behind only Steph Curry. Kuminga set a streak of double-digit points in 34 consecutive games, and also had a streak of 8 straight games scoring 20 or more points within that span. JK had a really good year, a breakthrough year, for sure, Steve Kerr said to reporters Thursday as part of his end-of-the-season press conference. I think he got more and more confident with his play. Warriors general manager Mike Dunleavy Jr. echoed that assessment later the same day. I think really good growth out of JK, Dunleavy said. Frankly put a ton of time in this past offseason, came in, had a great preseason and got off to a little bit of slow start, but found his way and had a stretch there in the middle of the season where not only was he one of the best players on our team, but in the league. And that's where we see the potential with him. Along with minutes played, games started and points per game, Kuminga also set single-season career highs in rebounding, 4.8 per game, field goal percentage, 52.9%, free throw percentage, 74.6%, total steals, 55, total blocks, 36, and a handful more. Though it would have been interesting to see where Kuminga would have landed in most improved player voting, he and the Warriors have even bigger goals for their former top draft pick who is extension eligible this offseason. Proposed trade sends Andrew Wiggins to Cavaliers, Jarrett Allen to Warriors. One NBA writer proposed that the Golden State Warriors and Cleveland Cavaliers make a trade this offseason. Zach Buckley of Bleacher Report proposed that the Warriors trade Andrew Wiggins to the Cavaliers for Jarrett Allen. Maybe a change of scenery would help get him back on track, Buckley wrote. He doesn't have much, if any, trade value on his own, but package him with promising prospect Tracy Jackson-Davis and a few future first-round picks, and Golden State might be on to something. Maybe that's even the package that gets the Cleveland Cavaliers to cough up Jarrett Allen, who's never been an easy fit with Evan Mobley. Get Allen to Golden State, though, and he could be the anchor who gets the defense back on track and the automatic lob finisher who ups the potency of this attack. To flesh out the deal, the Warriors could also add Georges Niang, whose three-point shooting and quick processing skills should make him a snug schematic fit. Wiggins averaged 13.2 points, 4.5 rebounds, and 1.7 assists this season for the Warriors while shooting 45.3% from the field, 35.8% from beyond the arc and 75.1% from the free throw line. The NBA champion will make $26.3 million next season. Meanwhile, Allen averaged 16.5 points, 10.5 rebounds, and 1.1 blocks for the Cavaliers while shooting 63.4% from the field and 74.2% from the free throw line. The one-time All-Star will make $20 million next season in the final year of his contract. The Warriors lost to the Sacramento Kings in the 9-10 play-in tournament game, while the Cavaliers are up 2-0 on the Orlando Magic in the first round of the playoffs. Perhaps that's all wishful thinking for the Warriors, but there has to be a scenario in which Mitchell expresses a desire to stick around if the Cavs can fix their frontcourt spacing issues and improve on the wing, Buckley wrote. The subtraction of Allen, a bounce back from Wiggins, and a few first-rounders to go searching for more might do that. The Warriors are expected to try to trade Wiggins this summer. The Cavaliers drafted Wiggins with the first overall pick in the 2014 NBA draft, but traded him to the Minnesota Timberwolves for Kevin Love. And you, fan, what do you think of the situation of Andrew Wiggins? Leave your opinion in the comments.